Danny Farias used to change tires at Costco. Now is running an amazing office out in Temecula.
Hey, good morning, afternoon, whatever it is. I'm fired up.
Yeah!
I was like, I think I'm gonna pass out from talking so much today, you know, I'm just excited. But hey, Happy New Year, you guys, and I'm fired up to start off 2018. I mean, last year was last year. Hey, let's just move forward, yeah? I mean, I know that personally our goals in December and November weren't the greatest, but we got so pissed off about it that we're hitting the ground running extremely hard in this month and the first 21 days of this year. I'm proud to say that my team is focused. And they want to go kill some people in the business, right? Not literally, but actually, like as far as production and stuff, right? So we're pretty fired up about that. But I come from the Temecula office, and it's exciting because right now we're in the process of expanding. Right, we don't fit in our office anymore. I remember about almost 4 years ago, we rented an executive suite that was about the size of like this actual stage, and if you had like 3 people in there, like you'd probably be too close to them, and you can probably get really hot. So we decided that we wanted to grow and build our business, and then we opened up our own office, and then from now our office is packed. You know, it's standing room only, and we're excited to actually open another office in Temecula, and we're excited because we're almost going to double our size, and it couldn't be without our awesome team. You know, we cast a vision to our team. We cast a vision of where we're going and where we're headed. And you know what's awesome is that the team does what the leader does. Yeah. Right? If I didn't cast a vision and we didn't write that check to go do something big, a lot of these people would probably be afraid to go do something big. You just heard from Danny Malwin, and he's a training associate right now, but that boy can talk, right? Yeah. So we hope to cash in on some of that, and so that way business grows, right? So exciting, guys. I mean, qualified for Hawaii, and that's exciting. 2nd year in a row. And, you know, we're not a one-year wonder. You know, we're going to go back to back to back. I plan to get to Hawaii every single year. But now the next challenge for next year is I want to bring teammates to Hawaii. That's right. Because I don't want to just go by myself because I'm, you know, it's exciting. But some of you guys on my team, like, I'd love to have you guys join us. I recommend going to Hawaii on the company's dime. All right, try it out. Okay? But real quick, I want to give you guys some pointers because right now our base shop is hot as far as recruiting and building. We know how to recruit people. We did like 40 something in December, and honestly, I was like, we were busy. We had Wellpool for 1 week. We were in New York for another week, and literally we had maybe a week and a half of work, but the base shop continued to recruit and build, and that's what it's all about. Because if you have a machine that works, right? I know points are going to happen. I know promotions are going to happen. I know cash was going to happen. But if I did onesie twosies, I'd be a little scared right now. Mm-hmm. So I want to encourage you guys to build yourselves to become that recruiter, that person that your team looks up to. So I want to give you guys some points that I believe they can help you with your leadership in the business. Sound good? Yeah. All right. Hey, look to your neighbor and tell him, you're awesome.
You're awesome.
All right.
You're awesome.
Yes, we're awesome.
You're awesome.
Number one thing I need you to understand is you gotta close to yourself that you're awesome. Right? Some of you guys are like, man, I suck. I'm having a bad day. You're all negative talk. Like, do me a favor, just shut up, right? Man, and like turn it on. Like, tell yourself you're awesome. Pump yourself up. Be excited about the blessings you do have rather than all the negative stuff you're telling yourself. Right. Some of you guys are different people today, right? If you're in business last year to this year, and if you've grown, raise your hand.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look around. Look around. All I know is I don't want to be the same person I was last year or this year, so I encourage you to do the same thing. Because number one thing is your team's going to follow if you personally grow yourself.
That's right.
So you definitely need to do that. So one thing about our business I know is that you have to listen more than you talk. Straight up, right? Some people talk too much. And like 3 hours later, oh, it didn't close. It's like, are you kidding me? So here's what you need to do. For those of you guys that talk a lot, you need to stop talking so much, right? Let the leaders bulletin show it. Let your production show it. Let your cash flow show it. But one thing I've understood is that less talk is better. Just put some results up. But I know that sometimes even us as leaders, we talk too much. Right? Sometimes we got to listen to what our teammates are asking. We got to listen to what the real objection is about them not coming to BPM. We got to listen, and maybe it is the spouse that's holding the back. Maybe you do need to go meet with that spouse and have that conversation because, you know, you can't compete with the spouse. They're going to win, you guys. You know, they're always going to win. So that's one thing I would recommend is you want to listen more, talk less. Also, I'd encourage you to get to know your team's whys. Get to know your team's whys. You know, we always preach about this is my why and this is my why and the reason why I want to do this. I want to retire my parents and this and I want to swim in $100 bills, whatever your whys are, right? But also you need to know what your team's whys are. You need to know what they're shooting for. You know, some of your teammates are going through some stuff and maybe you as a leader have no idea what's going on. And maybe you going up to them and just saying, hey, you know what, I've been there, but I believe in you. That'll do a lot, you guys, for your teammates. Or maybe you know that they're, you know, missing BPMs because they're at bowling league or something like that. And maybe you got to have that conversation like you'd rather choose bowling league than to build a business. So make sure you know their whys. We're always consistently asking our teammates like what their whys are. Why do they show up to meetings? Why do they sacrifice time away from their family to come to BPM? I want to know that because I need to know how to challenge them. Does that make sense?
Charlitos.
Also, you need to hold them accountable. I think a lot of people are afraid to hold their people accountable because they're too scared they're going to quit. Hey, if you recruit in this office or in this meeting, if you're a person that recruits, I don't care if you quit. I'll just go replace you with 2-3 other people that really want it, right? You know, someone comes in, well, I don't want to show up to meetings, or I don't want to become a client, well, I don't want to this, and I'm like, well, I don't want to train you. Bye, next, right? So make sure that you hold your team accountable. Make sure you challenge them to rise to the full potential because, look, they might hate you right now. And I remember G saying this right now. Oh, yeah, you hate me right now, but when you're making big money, all of a sudden people are going to be like, oh, thank you so much, G. And I think all of us can remember a time where we hated G, right? A little bit. But, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like deep down inside, you're like, man, I just want to, I don't know if I should kick him, but I don't, you know, he's my upline, but he's kind of bigger than me. But deep down inside, we always say,
really?
You know, thank you for pushing me. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for checking me because no one has the freaking courage to check me in life, right? So you got to make sure you're able to check your teammates. You know, when you have the moral authority to do it, okay? Don't tell your teammate, go get 5 recruits and you're at 0. Because they know that, you guys. They know that. So make sure you don't do that, all right? Also, too, you have to analyze your own production, your recruiting, and your mentality. What's your focus? You know, like your team follows a leader, right? Team follows a leader. So whatever the leader does, the team's going to do. If the leader doesn't do it, the team's not going to do it. Simple, right? It's easy. It's like easier than math. So just make sure that you set the best example possible for your team. So if you have a weakness in your team, like right now we're trying to really grow, strengthen our persistency as an office. We want to dominate that part of our business because that's something that we need to adjust. And so we want to make sure that our business looks good so we have the moral authority to tell our team, look what I did, you do it too. Look, I got a recruit, you do it too. Look, I wrote 10,000 points, you do it too. Man, can you make 10 grand already? Because I made that last week. You know, you have to be able to set those examples, but if you're not willing to do the work to do that, you know, one day your team is like, I don't know if this is for me, right? You got to create something called a gap in value, right? You got to get better and better and better in front of your team, so that way you create a gap, so they are attracted to the difference, right? Because if you're the same person, and all of a sudden they catch up to you on different areas of the business, some of you guys are afraid of that, where you're like, well, what if my trainee hits associate and I don't overwrite them? Oh my gosh, and you freak out. And it's like, but if you don't grow yourself and build yourself, then you know what's going to happen is they're going to look elsewhere for leadership. So that means you need to work even harder than them to continue to create that gap in value. Make sense? Yeah. All right. And then also too, I'm fired up. So let me always be building yourself as far as your mentality, like reading books, listening to audio. There's YouTube, everything. I mean, I love the fact that there's social media. Like I can actually plug in. And the other day Angelica was live streaming Guillermo doing a training, and I literally got chills because I remember being in the base shop. And I remember being in those trainings, and I remember being broke, and I remember sitting in those chairs, and my butt was burning. I was like, damn it, I want to win so bad. And I was like, man, and I just take notes, and I like aggressively took notes. You know, like I feel like indent in my notepad because I was so frustrated. I want to win so bad. And I remember just being in the base shop thinking, one day I'm going to sit in the front right here. One day I'm going to wear a ring. One day I'm actually going to be out of debt. One day Wells Fargo's going to stop calling me because I owe them money. One day I'm going to have a spouse that's in the game and the hunt with me. One day I'm going to have an office. One day I'm going to take over this business. One day I'm going to rise to the top. And I remember thinking that over and over and over and over. And then sometimes it was really hard to think about that because everything was happening against me, right? But then you know what? I'm going to tell you this. This business will challenge you to turn you into the best version of you. I'm so grateful for challenges because you see the polished up version of Danny Farias. But if you knew me years ago, you saw the struggling Danny Farias trying to make it happen. But I'll tell you this. I always had a vision to go do something big. I knew I was going to build a big team. I knew I was going to build a big base shop. I knew I was going to have hundreds of thousands of dollars saved. I knew I was going to make multiple 6-figure incomes. I knew I was going to win in this. It was just a matter of not quitting, staying focused, and working your tail off. All right, guys?
Yeah!